Viva España or something. Well, it's not always great weather here in Spain. Not even here in the south of Spain. Actually, about that. Viva Andalusia. No, not even that today. Not even down here. It's great weather every day. Hola chicas. I'm Christian and this is Chris in Spain. Welcome to another video. Today it's a little bit cold because it's raining, but it's not too bad. Like, it's getting near to May in Andalusia, so still spring here. It's not too bad, but for a day like this, I would still prefer to be more dressed like this. Let me start focusing on the rain again. I will not be the guy that cries about that it's raining in the south of Spain. It happens sometimes, of course, not too often. When it rains in Spain, especially here in Andalusia, it's very different from other cultures, I think. Like a day like today will definitely be a day where people will stay inside. So when I go outside in a minute to vlog, there will probably be like no people outside. Like, this is such a day where people will cancel their plans, even when the plan is to go to like a bar or the cinema. It's like, okay, you take the train there, you may be outside a few minutes at a time. Like, people not thinking like that. They're just like, oh no, I don't want to leave my house, I get wet or something. Here people take rain very seriously and they definitely change their plans if it's suddenly gonna rain. So, what you gonna do in Spain when it's raining? Let's talk a little bit about that. But before I get into too much details about that, I will say that what I want to do today, I'm gonna go make a little bit of a vlog outside. Again, it's not too much rain, it's not scaring me. Get back to talking about what to do when it's raining in Spain, and I will also get back to talking about other bad things about Spain. Now the weather is fine, let's quite a bit together about how shit Spain is sometimes. But it's not too bad anyway, I still love Spain. So get back to in a bit. So, I just wanted to show this beautiful place here in the park. Even in the rain, this is a beautiful place. And actually, underestimated how many people will be out here in the rain. It really seems to be only foreigners, though. So again, people from the north, they don't care about the rain. People down here, they really do. So, apart from being a foreigner, going around in the park and taking pictures and videos, even when it's raining here. What can you do in Spain when it's raining? Well, it shouldn't be the biggest surprise ever that Spain, like every other country pretty much, like we are gamers too. We sit inside, we go online, our computer, game with our friends, watch movies, maybe not in the cinema, maybe in TV. All the TV channels show movies late at night, especially in the weekend. So there's always a lot of movies to find in TV, and of course we have Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. Disney Plus and Amazon Prime Video actually quite cheap here in Spain, so many people have that for sure. And well, to be gaming with your friends can be hard because what friends do you have that are gamers? That can be hard to know, and most of the things you do are actually things outside. So now it's getting a bit noisy, so let me move to a new location. This is already less noisy and a nice location too. Beautiful as well. Nice with the rain falling on the leaves and the small waterfalls actually going on. But apart from that, many Spanish people actually go to the bars anyway. They put out like often have like a plastic housing, like looks like a tent to like a camping spot camping wagon. They have those mostly for the wind and rainy days actually, as well as being great in the sun. However, when it's really hot, it's better with a parasol than it is with the full tent. So it's kind of mostly for rainy days. So many bars and restaurants actually have that to put up on their outside terrace, just in case it's raining, to still have the outside space for people to come, as well as you can sit inside in all the bars as well. So it's not too hard, honestly. So nothing can keep us Spaniards from the bars, even on the rainy days. So the tendency may be more related to not seeing as many people walking around in the street. People will more like be running towards that bar that have open still and have the rainproof tent outside. So you will more see a tendency of people getting crowded. Then you will see people not being out at all. So we are still very going towards that outside lifestyle. We're just trying to do it in another way. So we still try to be very social. It's just harder. You have to look for it, you have to run, you have to be more like effective in your way of finding your bar and your place to be social. So you may think a bit more and plan a bit more instead of being so spontaneous as you usually are. So yeah, there's still a general socially active tendency in Spain. No matter if you can do it or not. Some people make it work no matter what. Other people just give up and stay home and do something. So yeah, I could keep talking about things to do and not to do and give up on, but this is generally how I see Spaniards react in this kind of way. So again, just very much more reactive to the rain than normal people, but still, you want to go outside always. To other things that's bad about Spain, not that rain really is, it doesn't rain too much, so the weather is definitely not bad. But now when it's bad weather, let's talk a bit about the bad things as well, I guess. So people talk a lot about paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork when you move to Spain and so on. And yeah, it's true, and yeah, it can be a bit much sometimes. But at the same time, it's also nice that there's some control over things, especially with all the foreigners moving here, also the ones doing it illegally too. And compared to the rest of Europe, it's actually not too much anyway. So actually it's more like a European thing than a Spanish thing. So people should just start realizing that. People often talk about low salaries. I don't know why. It's the 6th highest minimum salary in the world. Average salary may not come out the same, but people forget to think about what average salary actually means. So it's actually not related to your personal experience when you move to a new country. So I will get more into that in another video. That's a big subject actually. But the math is not mathing there, and I think people think about it in the wrong way. And also the general culture in Spain is not too greedy either. So people not overcharge you for just the reason of like they can do it. And then how great like the quality of the products are here. If you combine all that, you get a hell a lot for the money in Spain, and you don't have to work too much hours to earn one of the highest minimum salaries in the world. So not too bad, I would say. Prices are raising now, so let's talk a bit about that. That is true. Salary is also raising. Spain is one of the countries, if not big country, that have raised the salary the most last 20 years. They do it almost every year, sometimes every year. And I think that the amount the salary has been raised compared to the prices of like an apartment have been raised, they fit quite well together. So the prices are raising. But let's get into more of the reason why it has been raised so much. That's mainly because of tourists and expats, because where it's actually the worst, where it doesn't fit with the salary, or where it fit in a negative ratio with the salary being raised as well, that's places like here where I live, in Malaga. And even in the smaller cities in the province, like Benalmádena, Torremolinos and Fuengirola, where I live more exactly, it has been raised a lot compared to the salaries. They may not pay much above minimum salary, even though you can quite easily get a job that's not exactly the minimum salary, but actually a fair bit higher than that. It's still not enough for how much the prices has been raised. And it's not just the apartments here, it's the prices in the restaurants. You pay around 3 times as much for shitty quality food here in the tourist areas in the coast than you do if you go to actually Malaga city, the big city, like the so-called capital of the province, and you go to a local neighborhood there. You can get a better meal for €5 still, than where you get food also. Sound incredible, like? That's cheap, right? That's better than what you pay €17 for in this city. That's because of tourists and expats. You actually go to and eat at a Spanish restaurant. You eat from the local Spanish cuisine. You get way better quality food that tastes way better, to be honest, in my opinion at least. And it's way cheaper as well. So you can find ways around these bad things and live good still. So that all in all, I still think Spain is good, even though there's these bad things. Tell me what things you want me to go into more details about, because I can make a whole video about every single thing I talk about here. More things that may be bad is you can say that the language, it's a bit strange. We have like 5 official languages in Spain, and then on top of the languages we have something that we speak here in Malaga and Andalusia in general, called Andaluz. That's not even an official language, but honestly it can be more different and harder for other Spanish people to understand than even some of the other official languages than the one they speak. And not just that, then there's all the Latin Spanish. And the problem with people coming here and trying to learn Spanish and have learned a bit Spanish beforehand, and they may often learn the Latin Spanish instead of the Spanish Spanish. And the Latin Spanish, I wouldn't even shit on them too much and say that that's one language. No, it's more than 15 to say it at least. And you can discuss if it's even enough or if it's even more. The language topic is not even just bad for like newcomers to Spain. It's also bad for people living and reading Spanish. The people that speak the Spanish already. Because like we get annoyed too that people speak it wrong, use the wrong words or wrong saying, pronounce it incorrect. However, Spanish people are nice, don't get too angry about it. But it's just annoying that people know so little about Spain and get so much wrong, in fact. It's not just about the language, it's also about like fun facts and like the things that Spain have invented or are the best in the world at. Like a lot of things people don't know about Spain. Then there's the culture. I'm not just talking about the bull rings, there's also like a Spanish thing, and the bull run, like deeper culture, the everyday culture, the way we go out and socialize and drink coffee and drink alcohol, the way that we don't get drunk in the bars even though we're out every day. Instead of getting drunk like in the north of Europe, like in Scandinavia where they go out to get drunk every time. They don't even understand our culture, and that's annoying that they don't do that. Like, it's a whole different culture, understand it, but don't be judgy when you don't understand it, when you haven't lived it, just because you come from shitty culture yourself. So now it gets a bit angry rambling, but like these are the feelings that's in Spanish people, because foreigners don't even want to learn about Spain properly. So that's the bad things about Spain, I think. So it's not really bad things about Spain, it's about some people moving here and the tourists coming here. Big thing, it is the most touristy country in the world now, and also with expats, more people move there. 2025, It beat France in the most tourists coming to the country at all countries in the world, and also it beat every other country for most expats moving here. Thankfully, they have made it harder, and thankfully, I'm already living here anyway. So that was pretty much everything I hate about Spain in such a rainy day. However, I still love Spain. How could not love this? So if you want to see more complaining, rambling about Spain, or just other vlogs in general about Spain as well, of course, then remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next one. Ciao, ciao.